Okay guys, welcome back. First of all, we're going to continue with reading, but before we start, I want to explain some things, okay? I gotta say you did a wonderful job, both year 5 and year 6. Year 6 reading the 4 pages that I gave you that you could choose from the King of Kings. You did a wonderful job. And in the year 5 students, we didn't do an activity on King of Kings last week because I thought it was enough for you to read it in Spanish and in English. So we did an activity about the tortoise and the hare, and you did a terrific job. Remember, terrible is negative, terrific is positive. But this class is going to be about some of the problems that I have seen in some of you and how can we do it better this time, okay? So remember, as always, watch the video till the end, activate the subtitles, and make sure that you open completely the description of the videos. The activities are there, okay? So pay attention. I will show you in the video the activities, but you have to go to the description, open it completely, and you can copy the activities from there, okay? Okay, remember, if you're working on a computer, the subtitles appear down here, okay? You see where I'm at with the cursor? That's the icon for the subtitles. And then to open the description, you have to go down and click on mostrar más or show more, and then you will get all the instructions for the video you're in. If you're working on a tablet, the subtitles come on the 3 little dots on the top, and you have to choose subtitles there. And the description is this little arrow that comes on the title, okay? If you click there, it opens, if you click there, it opens the description of the video, okay? And you can see all the instructions, all right? And the same thing if you're working with a cell phone. Those little 3 dots on the top will give you the subtitles, and that little arrow will give you the full description of the video. So the first tip that I have to give you is that when it comes to reading, when we talk about reading, faster is not always better, okay? If you compare the length of time, how much time it took me to read a book, and you compare it with how much time it takes you to read the book, you're going to notice that I read much slower than you. I would say 100% of year 4 and year 5 students read the Tortoise and the Hare book faster than me, okay? So don't try to go too fast, and in between pages, pause the recording, practice it, maybe even listen to it again in my reading, identify what are the problematic words, okay? And make sure that you say those words right and you practice them, okay? Another thing, you don't have to record all the book in one go. Like I said, record page by page, practice page by page. It's not like you have to record the book and that's the job. No, you have to do the best you can. It's a good idea to record yourself and then listen to yourself again and actually play my reading and your reading and compare how are they different. Are there words that you're not pronouncing perfectly? And work on those words, and then you do the final recording, okay? So remember, it's not just we have to read the book, it's we have to do our best. So the 2 biggest problems that I identified in both, well, in year 4, year 5, and year 6 in your reading, even if you read different books, are the past verbs of regular verbs, so regular verbs in the past, the past verbs that end with ed, and the beginning words with s. So we're going to focus today on those two things, and then some new expressions on this book, okay? So I'm going to start showing you the activities on the computer, but remember, very important, open the full description, all the description, so that you can see exactly all the things you have to do, and I will show you in the full description both in English and in Spanish. So here we have the activities. Activity number 1. Now you have to copy these expressions in your notebook, but you don't have to send a photograph of them to me, okay? You just have to copy them and learn them, okay? So we start with the first one. Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. Try as he might, or try as she might, the old woman was just too slow. This is something that repeats in the story, but with different characters, with the old woman, with the dog, and with the cow. Now this expression, try as he might, try as she might, means por mucho que lo intentara, okay? Por mucho que lo intentara. Try as he might, try as he may. Then we have, this is not a new one, it appeared in all the books. After a while, after some time. Now, pay attention to how we say that word. No, will is after a while, okay? Don't even think about eating me up. Don't even think about it. That's an expression that we use very often. Don't even think about it. And finally, one that is not new either. So he did. So she did. Y así lo hizo. I forgot to mention the title of the book we're reading today. It's a very famous book, very simple, The Gingerbread Man. Okay, now the gingerbread man, remember, is a cookie that we make with a cookie cutter, but it's a special cookie because once you baked it, it becomes alive and it's just running, and everybody's running after him because everybody wants to eat him. But we will see what happens at the end, okay? Okay, so activity number 1, remember, you have to copy those expressions on your notebook. At activities 2 and 3, you also have to copy them on your notebook, okay? But you don't have to send me a photograph of that. I'm going to explain to you, apart from copying activity 2 and 3, what you have to send me is a recording of those exercises. I'm going to show you now the instructions and we'll talk about them. So now record yourself doing exercises 2, 3, and 4. Remember, record an audio file. Only your voice, not a video, please. So activity number 2 says, copy in your notebook and practice reading these words. Make sure you don't say an E at the beginning of the word. Now, I've seen many of these words appeared on the tortoise and the hare, and many of you put an E before you say the word. For example, you would say slow. That's what you said in the reading of the tortoise and the hare, and you need to make an effort to start saying slow, 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 and not put an E in front of it. Slow. That's not correct. Slow. So I want you to copy them in your notebook, and I want you to record yourself. This is the first exercise that you have to send me this week, reading these words. So let's practice them together. Student, student, school, school, stop, stop, Spain, Spain, strange, strange, slow, slow, snail, snail, still, still, snore, snore, steady. And the one that we have in this new book is standing, standing, standing. Now, exercise number 3 is another one where I saw some mistakes last week. Now, I explained this in another class like last month, but there's 3 ways in which we can pronounce the past of regular verbs. They all end on ed, but sometimes it sounds as id only when the word ends on d or de in the present, or t or te. So then we're going to say id. That ed is going to sound id. Decided, landed, wanted, acted, voted. You're never going to say ed, okay? So it's always going to be id. But that's only going to happen, like I said, with verbs that in the present finish with de, like decided, or t, like want, wanted, okay, or te, like vote, voted in the past, okay? All the other verbs, all the verbs that don't end on d or t in the present, you have 2 options. You can say that ed as a t or that ed as a d. Now, these words that are underlined are the new words in the Gingerbread Man book, okay? So you're going to find the words baked, because it's going to sound like a T, baked, jumped off, dashed out. And these are the words that appeared in The Tortoise and the Hare. So let's practice these ones too. Hopped, walked, napped, passed, crossed, asked. All right, and now let's have a look at the ones that are going to be pronounced. The ed sound is going to sound as d. D. Fibbed, fibbed, teased, teased, yelled, yelled, cheered, cheered, grinned, grinned. Okay, never are you going to say teased. Never are you going to say greened. Okay, never. Only you do that saying id when the verbs end on d or t. So remember, that's going to take your reading to the next level. If every time that you find a word that starts with an S and then there is a consonant, like school, like student, you don't put an E sound in front of it. Don't say a student, say student. And the ed at the end of regular verbs in the past, don't add the ed at the end. Never. Remember, if the verb ends on d, t, or de, te in the present, then you can say it, landed, wanted. But all the other verbs, the rule is say whatever is the easiest, whatever sounds better. Go with your feeling, and you will be right 99.99% of the time, okay? But practice those 2 exercises, exercise 2 and exercise 3, and copy them in your notebook, but don't send me a photograph of the written activities this week, only the audio file. And now we're going to go to activity number 4, which you have to include in the recording. Remember, in the recording, read the S words, read those verbs in the past, and then read the book, the whole book. Okay, I'm going to show you the instructions. Okay, so this is activity number 4. Practice reading the book first at the same time as you listen to the story, and then alone. You need to practice the reading a minimum of 5 times. Remember to use a different voice or style of reading for the narrator and the characters. Remember the parts between quotation marks. When you think you can read it really good, record yourself reading the whole book, but not a video, just your voice. Finally, attach the sound file to your email. So those are the activities that you have to do today. You have to copy exercise number 1, 2, and 3 in your notebook, but you don't have to take a picture of it and send it to me. And then you have to record yourself reading the exercise 2 with the S words, the exercise 3 with the ED words, verbs in the past, regular verbs in the past, and finally read the Gingerbread Man book, all of it, and record yourself. Okay, that's for year 5. Now for year 6, you're not finished. For year 6, you are going to finish your recording saying, and now I am going to start reading the book Bones. That way I know you watched this video till the end, and you can start practicing reading this book that we will do some activities about next week. But remember, this is only for year 6, okay? And for everybody, I will put a link on this video so that it will take you directly to the reading of Bones. And for everybody, when you do your recording, say who you are. You can say, hi Oscar, I am Juan from 6B, and these are my exercises. So that when I listen to your reading, to your activities, I know who you are. And also don't forget to when you write your email, and remember, this is your responsibility. It's really not your parents' responsibility, okay? Write your name, your class, and your grade. So say Juan from 6B, okay? And say your last name too. So Juan Garcia or whatever, okay? So all right, so I think I hope everything's clear. A little longer than I wanted, but that's the work for today, okay? For the week. Have a good week.